Ladies and gentlemen, digital investors, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be going over some awesome stuff. We have the Fidelity CEO giving her rare take on Bitcoin. We have the European Central Bank saying the private sector can help with intensifying the digital euro project. They literally want private companies to come in and help them innovate, which is very, very cool. We're also going to go over some Cardano stuff. We have some news for Goguen. We also have them partnering up with Nervos, and we'll also go over a little bit of the technicals in terms of what can we expect for the price of ADA. What can we see over the short term and the long term. We'll also go over the CFTC tech team is trying to figure out what to do about DeFi, and that's what we have for today. So I'm going to try to keep this video a little bit shorter. We don't have as much to cover as usual because yesterday's video ended up being I think it was 32 minutes. And honestly, my goal isn't to make 32-minute videos because I know it's hard to sit through videos like that. I'd rather make two shorter videos if that's really what it ends up coming down to. I've told you guys I'm still toying with the idea of making 2 videos per day. I think it's probably going to end up happening, but I'll probably have to end up waiting and pushing that off until after Christmas, just because I obviously everybody is very busy this time of year, and it just makes more sense for me to start doing that after Christmas. But anyways, guys, we're gonna hop into it. If you're frequent viewers of the show and you'd like to show some support, you guys already know tapping that like button. I'm extremely appreciative of it, as it does help for the YouTube algorithm to pick this video up and push it out to more people. And with that said, let's get into it. The chief executive of Fidelity Investments recently took a rare interview with Barron's Magazine, and in the interview she mentions Bitcoin and expresses her excitement about the technology and the future of it. So in the interview, she highlighted that as it stands, the crypto space is extremely fast moving with constant developments that are hard to keep on top of. As a Bitcoin focused supporter of cryptos, Johnson highlighted how she thinks distributed finance will be powered by technologies like the Lightning Network, which can service instant and extremely cheap payments. Johnson also doubled down on the fact that Fidelity's goal is to open the eyes of the legacy financial world to Bitcoin. She said that Fidelity Digital Assets has good momentum as a business in the space, having fielded strong demand for its Bitcoin custody product. Yeah, guys, as we know, Fidelity, I don't know if I'm pretty sure it hasn't launched yet, but they have shown an interest in wanting to custody cryptocurrencies, in this case Bitcoin. So that was very cool, guys, right? As we can see, cryptos are going mainstream. It is literally happening right in front of our eyes. And you're either already invested in cryptocurrencies and you've been doing your research on these types of things, or by the time you finally buck up and invest, it's going to be pretty much too late, right? I would say the life-changing money that you hear about, right, the wealth transfer, that's not going to come from buying Bitcoin at $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. That comes from buying these cryptocurrencies while they are cheap, while they are in bear markets, because you get to capitalize on the ability to pick these cryptocurrencies up for literally pennies on the dollar when they are extremely undervalued, extremely oversold, and nobody wants to get in them. That is the best time to be picking up your positions. Now, I thought this was interesting. So this is Ari Paul, the CIO of Block Tower Capital, and this is what he says. For most of this rally, we've seen a clear pattern of algorithmic style buying during US hours and flat activity during Asia hours. Those are largely high net worth individuals buying large amounts facilitated by algos or via an OTC desk that uses algos. I thought that was pretty interesting, guys, right? So he's saying that high net worth individuals are buying based off algorithms, based off bots. That's something that is pretty interesting, right? When you think of a high net worth individual coming into crypto, say they come into crypto with a couple million, you might think they come in and they just deploy that couple million on whatever cryptocurrency it is, right? Let's use Bitcoin for the example. You think they just come in and they deploy Bitcoin right on that, and boom, they have a couple $1 million worth of Bitcoin. But what he's pointing out is that they don't do that. They're using algorithms and bots and things like that. So pretty interesting, and kind of speaks to the DCA strategy, right? Accumulating a large position, not all at once, but over time. Ensuring that you get a good buy and ensuring that you don't take on too much risk at one single time. Now, the ECB private sector can help with intensifying the digital euro project. This is pretty cool, guys. So listen to this. The ECB, which is the European Central Bank, has once again opened the door to some form of private sector collaboration as it intensifies its work on the digital euro, a CBDC for Eurozone nations. The bank's governing council has declared that it and fellow Eurosystem, the Eurosystem is the central bank of Euro-adopted nations, so the Eurosystem members have been intensifying its work on the potential issuance of a digital euro. The ECB says this does not, however, imply any intention to crowd out the private sector's role in providing payment services. Moreover, supervised private intermediaries would be best placed to provide front-end solutions and ancillary services and to build new business models based on a digital euro, should such a construct be introduced. The move comes just weeks after ECB President Christine Lagarde declared that a properly designed digital euro would create synergies with the payment industry, adding that to do so would enable the private sector to build new businesses based on digital euro-related services. This apparent doubling down on messaging seemingly indicates that rather than go it alone with its CBDC issuance plans, EU financial leaders may even be hoping that private sector players will take the hint and make their own interest known. So this is very, very interesting, guys, because they're basically calling on the private sector, or at least they're saying they want to work with the private sector, right? That's probably the best way to word this here. They want to work with the private sector. Now, you might be thinking, well, what is the private sector? Well, guys, a perfect example of them working with the private sector would be them working with a company like Ripple or a company like Stellar Lumens, right? Probably those two are the best suited for what they talk about coming up. Well, actually, let's get into that. So the ECB said the Euro system was targeting the full deployment of instant payments to be offered to all citizens and businesses in Europe under attractive conditions, adding that improving cross-border payments beyond the Euro area in the EU was another priority. Now, there are two private companies that are probably best suited to help out with that. In my opinion, those would be either Ripple or Stellar Lumens. The bank added that the Euro system will extend its active support for innovation, digitalization, and the establishment of an innovative European ecosystem for payments, including support for European fintechs. Very, very cool, guys. Very bullish stuff. And the reason why it's bullish is because we know they're probably just going to work with the private sector, right? When you have a private sector that has already figured this out, that is on top of innovation, why would you not partner with them? We have also seen over the years how close Brad Garlinghouse is with Christine Lagarde. Christine Lagarde constantly dropping hints and saying things that make you go, Now let's move on to Cardano, the Cardano Protocol Hard Forks in preparation for Goguen Upgrade. Developers of IOHK implemented changes to the Cardano protocol yesterday in preparation for hard forking the network. They say to enable a smooth transition, Cardano automatically preserves the history of previous blocks. This allows the protocol to be upgraded without radical interference to the chain. Starting December 16th, token locking and the integration of metadata will become mainnet features in readiness for the highly anticipated Goguen phase. This coming from Input Output HK on Twitter. They say, game on, we are delighted to confirm that yesterday evening we successfully applied a change to the Cardano protocol, which will take effect on the 16th of December. And today is the 15th of December, so that'll be rolling out on the 15th. We're gonna get into some more Cardano stuff, but first, let's go over the price for today. You have Bitcoin at 19,400, Ethereum at 587, XRP at 47 cents. Looks like XRP is one of the few coins that is in the red today. Litecoin at 81, Bitcoin Cash at 289, Chainlink at $12.69, and you have Cardano as of right now sitting at 15, almost 15 and a half cents. Your fear and greed index for today, we are still sitting in extreme greed at 91. And let's get into this. So amid DeFi hacks, Nervos and Cardano join forces to improve smart contract security. The public chain projects Nervos and Cardano have jointly launched a research initiative to enhance the security of smart contracts. So Nervos and IOHK will co-author research papers on how to improve UTXO models, open source future developments, and explore the creation of a universal standard for the accounting method. They will form an alliance with other UTXO-based blockchains to help collaboration across research, development, and education in the industry. UTXO is a more secure alternative to the account-based accounting method used by smart contract-based blockchains such as Ethereum. The account-based accounting method is more vulnerable to hacks, particularly for DeFi protocols, as it simply keeps track of the overall balance of a user's account but doesn't monitor the individual transactions within it. Nervous and IOHK have adopted modified versions for their respective blockchains. The two projects will share proprietary information to improve the accounting method. UTXOs are superior to account models in many ways and provide improved security, privacy, and scalability, all of which are critical for DeFi, said Kevin Wang, the co-founder at Nerva. So it seems like, guys, this is basically a information sharing type partnership, right? Which is that's good, right? It's definitely not a bad thing. You know, information in research, these are two things that are probably highly overlooked, not only in the crypto space, but overall. You know, a lot of people could look at this and say, okay, so they're sharing information. What good is that? Well, when you have two companies coming together to share information, when you can have one company that has done their trials, their tests, their failures, and then you have another company who has done their separate tests, their separate trials, and their separate failures, and they can come together, do like a sort of like a think tank almost. I mean, you could make progress much faster than if you kept going at it alone. So I would say we could expect Cardano to make much faster progress regarding smart contracts and smart contract security. We also have Cardano breakout could mean new yearly highs on the horizon. So this goes over, you know, what can we expect for Cardano price? So as long as Cardano is trading inside this bullish structure, we'll get into the chart in a second, it is expected to break out and eventually be successful in finally moving above the resistance zone. It moved to 9.5 cents area in June, reaching a high of 17 cents before dropping in order to validate the 9.5 cent area as support. We have not dropped below 9.5 cents. ADA began another upward move after this and is currently trading just below the 17 cent area once again. A breakout above this level would provide a relatively resistance-free path to 41 cents. Now guys, I don't know about you, but a 41 cent ADA, man, I know a lot of people are going to be up immensely, right? Probably up over six figures, depending on when you bought ADA, with the only resistances being the 0.5 and 0.618 fib retracement levels at 21 cents and 26 cents respectively. However, the RSI has generated a bearish divergence and is falling below the overbought territory. Similarly, the stochastic has made a bearish cross, and on the other hand, the MACD is moving upwards and is above zero, a bullish sign. So basically, guys, on our technicals, we're getting basically conflicting results, right? We have the MACD showing bullish signs and you have the RSI showing bearish signs. This is the chart that they were talking about. So confirming that 9.5 cent level as support, we went back up, hit that 17 cent level, and we have been consolidating underneath it ever since. So basically, because of this conflicting data that we're getting, they say we need to look at the smaller time frames. So moving on, they say a look at the daily time frame shows that ADA began trading inside a parallel channel on September the 22nd. This parallel channel is right here, and that is the channel. So it finally broke out from this channel on November 21st and validated as support afterward. This is likely the beginning of an impulsive movement. So as we can see, guys, Cardano was trading inside of this channel that it formed. It dropped out, but it was basically like a fake out to the downside, right? Because it didn't stay there. It pierced back up into the channel, you know, a little bit of indecision. It's just trading around underneath it, then above it. And then we get a massive rally, right? A massive rally, breakout above this channel. And then we back tested it. You actually back tested all the way down to the bottom of the channel, but you ended up finding support on the top of it. And ever since, we have been finding support on the top of the channel, which is bullish, right? We are making a new support floor above a previous channel. So they say as long as ADA is trading above this channel, it is expected to continue moving upwards. The RSI is bullish, the MACD is neutral, and the stochastic is bearish on the daily time frames. The short-term chart shows the possible creation of a bullish structure since ADA is following an ascending support line and has broken out from a descending resistance line. While a short-term decrease to validate these lines could happen, ADA is expected to continue moving upwards. So honestly, guys, after reviewing that, I'm personally unsure. You know, we're getting conflicting data, and it's TA on crypto, right? So TA on crypto, that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Keep in mind that these markets heavily rely on Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin decides to go and make a decisive move to the upside, once that money moves from Bitcoin and back into the altcoins, you know, Cardano could just do its own thing along with all these altcoins, right? Altcoins could be painting bearish divergences. They could be in bearish patterns, and then Bitcoin makes a leg up. That money washes into the altcoins, and they just invalidate all of those bearish signals, and they go bullish. So honestly, guys, as far as looking at TA for Cardano right now, that's not personally what I'm looking at. The main thing that I'm looking at right now is Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin decides to go up, I think we'll see another pump for the alts. If Bitcoin decides that, hey, you know what? We're going to have a market correction now, then I think we're going to see a market correction across all of the altcoins. Now, obviously, that's not guaranteed, right? I could be wrong, but so far, over the past 3 years, that is what we have seen. Every time Bitcoin dumps, altcoins dump with it, and every time Bitcoin pumps, altcoins pump shortly after it. Now, again, history doesn't need to repeat itself, but it often rhymes, and until we get a pretty clear decorrelation of altcoins from Bitcoin, that's personally how I'm going to be investing this, right? I'm going to invest it the same way how things have worked for years. And then when I'm proven wrong, I will switch my investing strategy accordingly. That's just what works for me. I recommend you guys do what works for you. We also have the CFTC tech team trying to figure out what to do about DeFi. The Technology Advisor Committee heard a briefing on DeFi's functionality, as well as the pros and cons of holding programmers legally liable for bad usage. Basically, what this goes over is their concerns, right? The CFTC's concerns about DeFi, going over the pros and cons. And the main thing about this article is that they're saying that the way how DeFi is being opened up right now, right? Developers, creators, they're moving ahead with DeFi without thinking about being regulatory compliant, right? They're not really thinking about that. They're just thinking about making, the most innovative DeFi product possible. But since they're not being regulatory compliant, this could lead to problems in the future. However, the one thing that I would say to defend DeFi and programmers is that how do you expect them to keep regulatory compliance in mind when you provide no clear regulatory policy, right? It's hypocritical. You can't expect them to do that. So I think we need to get this regulatory clarity out immediately. I mean, it should have already been out, but the US has been really slow to it. They've honestly been kind of disappointing, the fact that we still don't have it yet. Hopefully we get it soon, because we really can't expect programmers to keep regulatory clarity in mind when there is no regulatory clarity. With that said, guys, that is the video for today. So if you did enjoy it, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. You'll be notified every single time I make a new video. I make a video like this daily, going over Bitcoin, altcoins, and everything going on in the crypto space. I also have some really cool videos planned for you guys in the future. So if you're new here or you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe, because I have some great content that is going to be released. And after Christmas, we're probably going to bump up to doing 2 videos per day. If not every day, then probably 4 or 5 days of the week there'll be 2 videos coming out per day. That way the videos won't be too long, they'll be easier to get through. But we also have more news coming out. We will see what happens as this bull run continues to go, as prices get higher and higher and more people get into crypto. I think we're probably going to get to the point where we have so much news that it's going to be impossible to cover it all. Already it seems impossible to cover it all, but that's why I try to pick the most important things. Make sure you guys can also do me a favor on your way out, tap the like button. It helps immensely with the YouTube algorithm picking this up and pushing out to more people. Also, keep in mind, this isn't financial advice. Don't do anything because of what I do or say. I'm just documenting this crypto bull run and documenting the daily crypto news. And guys, you can find me on Theta. There's a link in the description. It'll take you right to my theta.tv channel, where I upload all of my YouTube videos first. If you want to be the first to view my content, it's always uploaded to Theta first. So you can go and check that out. It's the 3rd link in the description. With that said, I will see you all on the next video. Have a great day, everybody.